The sound of waves crashing against the dock had always calmed Dean Whitaker. It was the one thing that hadn't changed in Ocean Bluff, a small coastal town in Maine where everybody knew everyone and secrets didn't stay hidden for long. Dean had spent most of his 36 years here, running the family-owned seafood restaurant, Wits End, which had been passed down through generations. He was known around town as dependable, quiet but kind, the type of man who showed up when someone needed help painting their house or fixing a broken porch. The man people trusted. And he had trusted her. Claire. She came to Ocean Bluff 7 years ago. A city girl with sandy hair, sea glass blue eyes, and a past she never talked about. She walked into Wits End looking for a job and left with a place in Dean's heart. Within a year, they were married. For a time, life was perfect. Until it shattered. The first crack appeared during the restaurant's annual summer kickoff event, a big night with live music, dancing, and the entire town gathered to celebrate the start of the tourist season. Dean was in his element, grilling lobster tails and clinking beer bottles with the regulars. Claire was elsewhere. Not absent physically, she was there, smiling, laughing, helping with drinks, but her eyes searched the crowd like she was waiting for someone. Dean noticed. The next morning, he asked, "Everything okay last night?" She smiled too quickly. "Of course, just tired." But something had shifted. Dean began to see the signs. Subtle at first. Claire would spend hours at the beach on her own, claiming she needed time to clear her head. She guarded her phone like it held nuclear secrets. She stayed late at the bookstore she had started managing downtown. And the warmth that had once been effortless between them now had to be asked for. One evening, she came home with sand in her hair and a dazed look in her eyes. Dean had cooked her favorite, baked salmon with lemon and dill, but she barely touched her plate. "You okay?" he asked. "I'm just restless, Dean. Do you ever wonder if this is all there is?" He didn't know how to answer. The truth punched him in the gut a week later. Dean was restocking shelves in the storage room when he overheard two teenagers talking just outside the back door. "I saw Claire Whitaker with that guy from Boston again. They were at the sandbar, all cozy in a booth." "No way. Isn't she married?" "Dude, I'm telling you. They left together." He had his hand on her back and everything. Dean stood frozen, a crate of canned chowder in his hands. That night, he waited until Claire was asleep. He opened her phone. There they were, messages from a number saved under T. Dozens of them. T. "I miss you already. Next weekend can't come fast enough." T. "He doesn't know, does he? I want to be with you. All of you." Claire. "Not yet. I need more time. He's kind. I feel guilty, but you make me feel alive." Dean sat on the edge of the bed, heart numb, watching the woman he loved sleep beside him like she hadn't just ripped his world in half. He didn't confront her. Not then. Like a man watching the tide pull away before a tsunami, he waited. He followed her the next Friday, pretending to have a late delivery run. Instead, he parked across the street from the sandbar. At 7:52 p.m., Claire walked in. At 8:06 p.m., T arrived. Thomas Keller. The name landed like glass in Dean's throat. An old classmate of Claire's from her college days in Boston. A charming tech consultant who had visited Ocean Bluff 2 summers ago to escape city stress. Dean watched them through the window. Her hand on his fingers tracing circles on her wrist. Their heads close, laughing like teenagers. When they kissed, Dean turned away. The betrayal wasn't just the cheating. It was that she chose someone else while he was still loving her. It was that she laughed for another man when she barely smiled at home. The next day, Dean began preparing. He talked to a lawyer. Moved half the money to a separate account. Rewrote the ownership papers for Wits End, transferring full control to his sister, Madison, temporarily. And then he waited for the right moment to tell her. It came a week later, after their date night, her idea, oddly enough. They came home. She slipped off her heels, poured 2 glasses of wine. "To us," she said, clinking her glass against his. He raised an eyebrow. "To lies?" She froze. "What?" He pulled out a folder and placed it on the table. Printed screenshots of messages. A picture of her and Thomas at the sandbar. A timestamp. Claire's face drained of color. Dean, I didn't mean. Don't, he said quietly. Just, don't insult me. Tears welled in her eyes. It wasn't about you. It was me. I felt lost. Then you should have talked to me, not climbed into someone else's bed. I still love you, she whispered. He looked at her with eyes that had already stopped seeing her. No, Claire. You loved the man who trusted you. That man's gone now. The divorce was finalized 2 months later. Claire moved in with her sister in Portland. Thomas never returned to Ocean Bluff. Dean kept his head down. Rebuilt. Day by day, bit by bit, the town stood by him. Madison ran the restaurant while he took some time to travel, something he'd never allowed himself. And on a crisp autumn morning, standing at the edge of Acadia National Park, Dean felt the first flicker of peace. Not joy, not yet. But something like it. Back home, he reopened Wits End with a new menu, a new energy. He painted the walls, changed the logo, started hosting local music nights. And one night, she walked in. Not Claire. Juliet. A traveling photographer, working on a project about coastal towns. Bright-eyed, curious, soft-spoken, but with a laugh that made the room turn. They talked. About Maine. About life. About starting over. She ordered the lemon butter shrimp. Came back the next night. And the one after that. And slowly, Dean began to believe in something again. Not Claire. Not the past. But something new. Something honest.